You mentioned, Walter, Taylor Lorenz for a reason, former New York Times, former Washington Post columnist who is now trying to make it in the independent lane. And she sat down with CNN's Donnie O'Sullivan? I actually don't know this guy, who's got some show about misinformation, and had the most remarkable exchange regarding Luigi Mangione, the man who stands accused of gunning down in cold blood the CEO of United Healthcare a couple of months ago. Here it is.
Hilarious to see these millionaire media pundits on TV clutching their pearls about someone standing a murderer when this is the United States of America, as if we don't lionize criminals, as if we don't have, we don't stand murderers of all sorts, and we give them Netflix shows. There's a huge disconnect between the narratives and angles that sort of mainstream media pushes and what the American public feels. And you see that in moments like this.
The women who gather outside court in New York.
So you're going to see women especially that feel like, oh my God, right? Like, here's this man who's revolutionary, who's famous, who's handsome, who's young, who's smart. He's a person that seems this morally good man, which is hard to find.
Yeah, I just realized women will literally date an assassin before they swipe right on me. That's where we are.
That is repulsive. The way she describes Luigi Mangione, as if, and not in a mocking way, not like these lunatics are going to say the following things about him. She clearly shares in it. She obviously tweeted out something sympathetic about him right after he did it. This is right in her wheelhouse because she claims she's got every ailment known to man and womankind. From the pulling out the hair to the nail. She's got a lot of issues. So she blames them all on insurance companies. So she clearly looks at this guy as a hero. And that's her talking about, for the audience that doesn't know, standing as stalkery fanning, like over the top fandom. And she's talking about him as a, quote, morally good man. He's a person that seems like this morally good man, which is hard to find. And then laughter. This guy doesn't, no pushback from CNN's correspondent, O'Sullivan. No pushback whatsoever, Matt.
I mean, there's so many things that are crazy about this that one doesn't even know where to start. Walter and I, just a couple of weeks ago, we did a segment on Flannery O'Connor's A Good Man is Hard to Find, because it was the 100th anniversary of her birth. And here's Taylor Lorenz, who is probably the most anti-literate person in media, making a reference to A Good Man is Hard to Find. She's someone who, if you handed her a hardcover book, would be tempted to bite it, I think. Because she's probably never read anything in her life. And I think if she did know that story, she misunderstood the point of it clearly. But this idea of Luigi Mangione as a morally good man, I don't know how that goes over, and what CNN is thinking putting that on the air.
Right.
It's just
right.
crazy.
To your point about the books, it reminds me of, we love Victor Davis Hanson. We have him on all the time. He's truly a brilliant guy. He knows everything, encyclopedic knowledge of so many subjects. And we always, say, like, if Victor says it happened, because his memory's so good and it's solid. But he clearly is an avid reader. I mean, he's a college professor many years. He's an avid reader. He's not really an avid pop culture consumer. And on one of the shows one day, he referred to the woman who was married to Jay-Z as Beyonce. Because all he does is read. That's all he does is read. It's to his credit. Taylor Lorenz is the opposite of Victor Davis Hanson. She reads nothing. She just pulls out her hair, feels sorry for herself, cries on TV, doxes innocent people who happen to write conservative things, and then defend cold-blooded accused killers, Walter, as good-looking, morally good, famous, revolutionary, smart. It's so hard to find.
Well, of course, this is all a put on. And I think, Megyn, your experience in news and opinion reveals that to you too. There were many people they could have interviewed about Luigi Mangione, but they picked Taylor Lorenz because she could be counted on to model this kind of goofy teenage Beatlemania Manson girl fandom that would set the internet on fire. CNN will set itself on fire if it can get ratings at this point, and they just did that. She got on my Twitter this morning because I made adequate fun of this thing. And she said, I wasn't talking about myself. These aren't my feelings. I was just observing what's going on among young women. But that's not it at all. What she's doing is she's modeling the kind of reaction that you're now allowed to have to Luigi. Them sort of, being like they're on a date, joking at the bar about something and, their dating life or whatever, was supposed to show America that you can be lighthearted and fun and teeny bopper about this subject. But what they had to say really didn't matter. It was the way they said it, and the way they laughed, and the way they made everyone, they gave everyone permission to sort of have this strange Tiger Beat feelings about
Tiger
Luigi.
Beat. Yeah, Sean Cassidy and Robbie Benson and John Travolta. That's how old I am, guys. It's a lie that she was just parroting what others might say about Luigi. Here is what Taylor Lorenz said right after the murder. I mean, in hours after Thompson was killed, Brian Thompson was killed, allegedly by Luigi. She got online and expressed her dismay with the health industry, insurance industry. What happened was somebody posted on Blue Sky, Blue Cross Blue Shield in Connecticut, New York, and Missouri has declared it will no longer pay for anesthesia for the full length of some surgeries. Lorenz replied, and people wonder why we want these executives dead. Following that, she went viral for a comment on Piers Morgan, where she said, quote, I do believe in the sanctity of life, and I think that's why I felt, along with so many other Americans, joy, unfortunately. Joy upon learning that Brian Thompson, father of two boys, had been murdered, gunned down in his prime. She made her super joyful. So, Walter, don't give her 1 inch. She doesn't deserve it.
Oh, I didn't give her an inch, but I noticed something. She has replies turned off. If she doesn't follow you on Twitter, you're not even allowed to talk back at her. And yet she's celebrating people who shoot others. I mean, this is a phobic, fragile, retarded person who
you're not allowed to say that. You get the people at FDA walk out on you.
I mean it in the classical sense that her growth is stunted. Not that she suffers from any sort of genetic syndrome, though. Yes, that may
classical. Be true. Retarded can mean slow as an actual word, like the process of that automobile was retarded by the nails in the road.
But it was the host who is really to be deplored. I mean, she's out there doing her act, trying to get attention for her new independent journalism career. But that guy, he complied with it. He fanned it. He emphasized,
loved it,
amplified it.
That's what he was there for.
It.
Yeah, that's the thing. So, and by the way, pro tip for you, Donnie, the way to get more women swiping right on your profile is not to suggest you think it's hilarious when people kill innocent men on the street. And that's an awesome, like, ha ha ha, lucky him. This is such a fun conversation. Maybe that's how I'll get more girls. It's a no. Maybe you do want to wind up with like a Taylor, maybe with that kind of girl, but not with normal red-blooded American women. Matt, speaking of
I got the feeling he wanted Luigi to swipe right on his profile.
That could be. That could also be. You've heard about tariffs recently, plus inflation, supply chain disruptions. It's a lot, but there is a silver lining that most people missed. President Trump specifically exempted gold and silver bullion from the tariff talk. The administration preserved the ability to diversify into precious metals. If you are concerned about your savings, consider a free consultation with a Birch Gold Precious Metals specialist. The first step is to text MK to 989898 and receive your free no-obligation info kit on gold. Learn how to hold gold and silver in a tax-sheltered account. Birch Gold will help you convert an existing IRA or 401k into a gold IRA for no money out of pocket. With an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, and thousands of thankful customers, consider texting MK to 989898. Again, text MK to 989898 to claim your free info kit right now. Thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.